I must tell you the truth. For years, I was one of those sent to ruin lives without ever touching a person physically. We didn't always need rituals in the forest or candles in the night. No, all we needed were portals, doors people unknowingly opened in their own lives. I saw Christians crying in church, yet their houses were filled with spiritual gates wide open. I watched pastors preach with passion, yet their altars leaked with entry points. And I was trained to spot those portals, enter through them, and scatter destinies from within. Today, I will reveal to you what I once used against people. The secret portals demons use to enter your life. Dreams that you ignore. That is number one portal. In our meetings, dreams were never treated lightly. We knew the spirit realm was the truest battleground, and many people's lives were decided while they were asleep. I remember one young man in Lagos who always dreamed of eating food at night. Jollof rice, meats, even drinks. He thought it was funny, even bragged about it to his friends. But to us, it was a perfect portal. Every plate of food he ate in those dreams was a spiritual covenant. Within 2 years, his health failed, his money dried up, and his fiancée abandoned him. There was a lady in Abuja who kept seeing herself having sex with faceless men in her dreams. She told her pastor once, but when nothing changed, she stopped praying about it. That neglect was all we needed. By the time she turned 30, no serious relationship lasted more than 6 months. Her womb was already locked in the spirit. 2. Sexual sin. I cannot emphasize this enough. Immorality was our easiest door. When you cross the line, you don't just exchange pleasure, you exchange spirits. A campus fellowship leader at the University of Nigeria fell into this trap. We assigned a girl to him, beautiful, anointed with darkness. One night with her, and his fire quenched. From then on, he could preach the Bible, but his authority in the spirit was gone. Demons mocked him every time he tried to cast them out. In Port Harcourt, I was sent against a married man. I didn't even touch him directly. We used a prostitute already tied to our coven. The moment he slept with her, his home became a battlefield. His wife began to hear voices at night, and his children suddenly developed strange sicknesses. That man thought it was stress. It wasn't stress. It was a portal. 3. Cursed objects and gifts. Many Christians don't understand that objects can carry spiritual signatures. I once gave a man a simple chain as a gift. He wore it proudly, not knowing it was consecrated at our altar. Every time he prayed, the chain worked as a silencer. His words would rise, but by the time they reached the heavens, they were stripped of power. He thought God was ignoring him. In truth, we had already blocked his prayers at the gate. A family in Enugu bought an antique chair from a roadside seller. What they didn't know was that the chair had been used in sacrifices before. Within a year, Their eldest son was addicted to drugs, and their daughter attempted suicide twice. That chair was more than wood, it was a potter. 4. Bloodline and ancestral covenants. Some doors were opened before you were even born. There was a boy whose grandfather was a chief priest. That man had sacrificed ghosts and humans alike. That man had sacrificed goats and humans alike. The boy grew up in church, loved worship, and even wanted to be a pastor. But every midnight, he heard drums calling his name. It wasn't until much later that he discovered he had been dedicated to the gods of his village before birth. A young woman in Owerri could never keep money. She would receive contracts, but her account always drained mysteriously. During Deliverance, it was revealed that her great-grandmother had sworn an oath that no female in their lineage would prosper without passing through marine altars. That ancestral covenant was a standing potter, keeping her bound until she renounced it. 5. Words you speak carelessly. We often laughed when we heard Christians curse themselves with their own tongues. Every negative word spoken in anger became a legal access for us. A man quarreled with his wife and shouted, "You will never see peace in this house." From that day, confusion became a permanent guest in their marriage. He unknowingly opened a portal with his words. A girl repeatedly told her friends, "Me, I can never marry you. Men are wicked." Spirits of delay and loneliness held on to those declarations. By the time she truly wanted marriage, it was as though her words had built a wall around her. I speak these things not to frighten you, but to awaken you. These portals are real, and they are subtle. Many people invite demons with their own hands, while thinking they are safe in church. But here is the good news. Every portal can be shut by the blood of Jesus, and every access can be blocked when you walk in holiness, discernment, and prayer. I was once an agent who thrived on these secrets, but today I expose them so you can close every gate and live free.